The Eternal City, Rome. We often think of ruins, broken pillars, white marble statues missing noses, and silence. But if you were actually there 2,000 years ago, silence is the last thing you would find. Imagine standing on a street corner in the Subura district. It's not the white marble fantasy you see in movies. It's cramped, it's loud, it smells. Oh, does it smell? Today, we're not just looking at the stones. We're going to walk between them. We're going to peel back the layers of asphalt and modern cobblestones to reveal the beating heart of the empire that invented the very concept of metropolitan chaos. Welcome to ancient Rome. By the way, if you love uncovering the gritty truth of history, the stuff they usually leave out of the textbooks, make sure you're following this channel. We're digging up the past, warts and all. If you visit Rome today, you know the sound of Vespas buzzing, car horns honking, and tourists chattering. It feels chaotic, right? Well, ancient Rome would look at modern Rome and say, that's cute. Let's walk into the Subura. This is the slums, the gritty underbelly where the working class lives. Look up. Those apartment blocks, the insulae, they aren't 2 stories high. They're 6, 7 stories, teetering over the street, blocking out the sun. They're built of wood and rubble, and they creak in the wind. And the noise, it's deafening. But here's a fact that might blow your mind. During the day, you wouldn't hear the clatter of wagons. Why? Because Julius Caesar, fed up with the gridlock, yes, traffic jams are that old, banned wheeled traffic from the city center during daylight hours, the Lex Julia Municipalis. So during the day, it's a sea of people, 1 million people crammed into a city smaller than Manhattan. You're rubbing shoulders with soldiers, slaves, senators, and shopkeepers. But at night, that's when the real noise begins. As soon as the sun sets, the ban lifts. Thousands of supply wagons come thundering in, iron wheels on stone pavers, the screeching of axles, the shouting of drivers fighting for right-of-way. The philosopher Seneca, who lived above a bathhouse, we'll get to that in a minute, complained that the noise was enough to make a man hate his own ears. If you think your neighbor's loud music is bad, imagine iron-wheeled trucks grinding past your bedroom window all night long. Speaking of neighbors, drop a comment below. What's the worst thing you've ever heard from a neighbor's apartment? Let's see if it beats all-night chariot deliveries. Now, take a deep breath. Actually, maybe don't. Rome smells. It smells of wood smoke from 100,000 cooking fires. It smells of unwashed bodies. Soap isn't really a thing yet, though oil and scraping are. But cutting through it all is a very specific, pungent aroma, garum. It's everywhere. It's the ketchup of the ancient world. Fermented fish guts, salt, and sun left to rot until it turns into a liquid gold umami bomb. Rich or poor, you're drizzling this on everything, even desserts. And underneath that, the sharp tang of industry. You see those large jars on the street corner? They aren't trash cans, they're urinals, and they're being collected. The Emperor Vespasian famously put a tax on the collection of urine because it was used by fullers to wash clothes. The ammonia is a great bleaching agent, and by tanners to cure leather. When his son complained it was disgusting, Vespasian held up a gold coin and asked, "Does this smell?" When his son said no, he replied, "Pecunia non olet." Money doesn't stink. We still use that phrase today. Next time you pay a tax you hate, just remember, at least it's not a pee tax. Let's move away from the smells and touch something solid. Walk up to the Pantheon. You can do this today, and you could do it then. Look at that dome. It is still, to this day, the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world. How? How is it that our modern bridges and roads crumble after 50 years, but Roman structures stand for 2 millennia? The secret is in the sauce, specifically the volcanic ash, Bossalona. When Roman concrete touches seawater or rain, a chemical reaction happens that actually strengthens the bond over time. It heals itself. We're only just now rediscovering this technology. They built things not just to last a lifetime, but to last forever. They literally called Rome Urbs Aeterna, the eternal city. They weren't joking. You've been walking all day. You're dusty, sweaty, and your tunic is sticking to you. It's 2 p.m. The workday is over for most Romans. It's time to hit the club. And by club, I mean the thermae, the baths. This isn't just a pool, it's the gym, the library, the spa, the business center, and the bar, all rolled into one. You walk into the bath of Caracalla. It's colossal. Walls covered in marble, mosaics on the floor, statues of heroes flexing their muscles. You strip down, modesty isn't really a Roman virtue here, and start the ritual. The tepidarium, warm room, the caldarium, hot room, the frigidarium, cold plunge. But listen to the sounds again. Seneca described it vividly. The grunt of the weightlifter swinging lead weights, the slap of the masseur's hand on shoulders, the thief being caught in the locker room, the hair plucker advertising his services with a shrill cry. Yes, you get your armpits plucked here. It's vivid. This is where deals are made. You don't invite a business partner to a Zoom call, you invite them to sweat it out in the steam room. It's the great equalizer. For a few hours, naked in the steam, the senator and the shopkeeper are just men trying to get clean. Finally, the sun is high and the roar begins. You can hear it from blocks away, a deep, rhythmic thrumming. The Colosseum, 50,000 people. The sheer scale of it is terrifying. But let's go inside. You have your ticket, a shard of pottery with your seat number. You climb the stairs, the vomitoria, because they spew people out into the seats, not because of, well, you know. The first thing that hits you isn't the sight of the gladiators, it's the smell. Not blood, flowers, saffron. An intricate system of pipes mist the crowd with saffron-infused water, the sparciones, to cool you down and mask the stench of death and wild animals. Down on the sand, it's a technicolor nightmare. We think of white togas, but the gladiator games were colorful. Referees in white tunics, gladiators in gold and crimson armor, plumes of ostrich feathers, and the noise, the crowd creates a hive mind. They judge together, they scream together. It's brutal, yes, but for the Roman citizen, this is order conquering chaos. The beast is slain, the criminal is punished, civilization wins. Or so they tell themselves. As the sun sets over the 7 hills, we fade back to the present. The insulae have fallen, replaced by Baroque churches and Renaissance palazzos. The saffron mist is gone, replaced by the smell of espresso and diesel. But look closely. That bank building, it's built on top of a temple. That piazza where you're eating gelato, it's the exact shape of an ancient stadium. The stones of the Colosseum were stolen to build St. Peter's Basilica. Rome didn't disappear, it just changed clothes. So the next time you see a picture of the ruins, don't see dead stones. See the traffic jams, smell the street food, hear the shouting neighbors. Rome is not a museum, it's a ghost story that never stopped living. If you felt the dust in your throat and the noise in your ears, hit that like button. It helps us feed the algorithm gods, which are basically the modern version of tossing incense into the fire. And tell me, if you could time travel to Rome for 1 hour, would you choose the Senate floor or the gladiator arena? I'll be reading your answers. Vale, friends. Until next time.